If you're someone who enjoys playing video games, it doesn't matter if you play once a year or every single day. If you're someone who enjoys playing video games and you want to try and implement that into your own life, then you have clicked on the right video. If you're looking to increase your productivity and find your purpose and your goal that you want to achieve in life, then you have also clicked on the right video. Because I'm going to be discussing exactly how you can turn your life from not looking forward to things every single day and dreading the day as it comes to actually looking forward when you wake up every single day to what the day holds and what it's going to bring for you. So if you've ever played a video game before, then you know that once you have actually started playing it, it's very hard to stop. They can become addicting and make you not want to do anything else. So how can we transfer those addictive and desirable elements of the video game and implement them into our own life? Well, I'm going to be talking about that in today's video. So most video games are constructed so that as long as we keep playing the video game, our brain will keep releasing dopamine. And I'm sure by now most of you know what dopamine is, but for those who don't know, dopamine is our brain's way of giving us reward, and it's the hormone that is released when we feel accomplished and when we feel happy. So wherever there is dopamine, we usually follow and do the tasks that are going to get us the most amount of dopamine for the least amount of effort. The main video games that release the most amount of dopamine are the ones that allow you to level up as long as you keep doing certain challenges and activities. This triggers the most amount of dopamine, causing you to want to play more and more. This could also be associated with our competition and our desire to be able to prove to everyone else that we are better at the game than they are. Now I'm going to list 3 reasons why video games are good at keeping us playing and how you can transfer those desirable elements of that game into your own life and start being more productive with your time. Number 1, video games map out the pathway from the very start. Every video game that requires you to actually level up gives you exactly how you can level up and what the advantages are of doing so. This means that you want to keep playing because you want to keep doing those tasks that are going to allow you to level up and become better at the game than everyone else, and this relates back to that competition aspect that I was talking about before. However, the same might not be able to be said about life. Maybe you don't have that clear pathway of where you want to go, or you don't know who you want to be when you grow up, and that's okay too. But the best thing that you can do is actually follow some of your passions, do a little bit of extra research on those passions and see where it takes you. You might find that you branch out on a different passion or something like that. You need to be constantly trying new things as well to see if you like them and if you want to pursue them as well. This way you'll actually be able to find the direction that you want to take, and even if you want to change it later on, that's completely fine too. Number 2, video games break down their game pattern into a step-by-step system. This is really useful and one of the key things I want you to take away from this video. When you are playing the video game usually breaks down bigger challenges into smaller steps and smaller challenges that you have to complete first before you can actually attempt that bigger challenge. So when you complete those smaller challenges first, it eventually leads to one big challenge that you have to complete to get good at the game pretty much. So your smaller wins and accomplishments are pretty much just built up to this one thing, and this builds momentum and creates that dopamine flow that the video game is trying to get you to do. And this can be applied into our own lives. For example, if I wanted to write a book, instead of saying I'm just going to do as much as I can of everything every single day, so say if I do one day I might write 50 pages, the next day I might write 1 page. I'm going to see how much time I have and try and do as much as I can every single day. That's not the approach you want to take. Instead, I'm going to break it down into very simple steps on a daily basis. So today I might come up with the title. The next day I might write 1 page. The next day I'll write 2 pages, and so on. You keep just building up and building up until you ultimately finish that big challenge, which is finishing writing the book. So your goal may seem pretty daunting at the start, but if you break it down into smaller steps, build it up, it'll seem a lot more achievable. And this concept can be applied to any goal you have. It could be fitness, it could be building new habits, or it could be studying. It doesn't matter, it can be applied to anything. Tip 3, Video games track your progress and reward you for your efforts. Video games do a super good job of tracking your progress so that you can actually see how far you've come. Alongside that, they give you a small reward for completing a smaller task and then a bigger reward for completing that bigger task. Some of the main reasons why people are just giving up on their goals is because they're not looking at the progress they've made, but looking how far they have to go. And also, they're not implementing the right strategies like giving themselves a reward after they've done a really good job. Some simple ways you can start tracking your progress is to simply take progress pictures every single day, keep a daily journal of how you've gone that day with your goal, or even you could just look back at how far you've come from the progress that you've made instead of looking how far you've got to go. And then also rewarding yourself by taking a break or doing something you really enjoy doing. So by taking these video games and breaking them down, we can actually see that we can start to resemble our own lives upon them and see how they can start to translate into our own lives as well. And we can actually start following them in their footsteps so that we can start being more productive with our time. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you got value from it. Go down, hit the subscribe button because I talk all things about self-improvement for young teens so that they can build the mindset that they want going into 2023. Anyway, hit the subscribe button, click here to watch my latest video. See you in the next one.